me, that transaction data is describing, again, something that comes out of a transaction, right? So like a financial transaction, you place an order, you have an invoice, there's a payment, there's a delivery. We're talking about logistics, the travel records and papers for that. So it's something that, you register for an event, you sign up for an event. There's, again, a transaction is taking place. But between what? Well, between that master data, usually. So master data gives you that information about the business entities that kind of provide a context for that transaction. So things like a customer and a supplier. So there's a transaction that happens between those two, right? Otherwise, neither of them would make sense to exist. There's other types of master data. Most common one, again, so the customer, the supplier, vendor, then anything that has to do with location as well. Maybe party, legal. There's a few items, products, exactly.
Yeah, and I think, having clear understanding of, as you mentioned, the master data is what provide meaning or context to your transactional data. It's an order is delivered from a vendor, for example. The vendor provides or ship the product to you, or you need to, move inventory from one warehouse. That your warehouse is your master data, and you move product from one location to another. I think understanding that, and we need to, provide governance for both of them. But I think having clear distinction between, there is something that need to be well defined as your master data, and what we have experienced with our customers, organizations are realizing the importance to have governance of master data, and we are seeing more organizations having data governance program related. I need to have my items, entered in the system, or my vendor address need to be good that I could receive the products, or my customer, delivery address need to be good. Otherwise, the product, will not be, delivered to the proper location. And I think organizations are realizing the importance of master data, and most of the customers that we work with, they have an emerging efforts to try to document this. But in the transactional side, sometimes, we don't see the same, the level of documentations or effort to understand how this flows, and I think, both of them, they are important, but at least what we have experienced is that we see emerging effort in the master, data aspect but in the transactional data, sometimes, if we ask a customer, do you have documented the fields that you complete in a purchase order? They don't have it, or which fields need to be, they are mandatory compared with the one that they are optional. And then when we review the quality of the data later, we see this disparity, and that is one of the main explanations why we are seeing that they don't trust the data at the end. And I think that is the main problem. When we don't document this transactional data or how the information gets completed, you don't trust the information that you could extract from this data, and when you want to implement a key performance indicator or a metric or identify improvement opportunities from this transactional data, because they don't have the proper governance, I think, people, they have doubts about what is the possible value that they could extract from this.